Poor Harry. Meghan Markle told her PR team that she wanted to be the most infamous person on the planet before she split up with Harry. Hi guys, and welcome back to the Sussex Daily News Channel. According to the sources, Meghan Markle told advisors she wanted to be the most influential person on the planet before she left Harry. This source confirmed that Harry and Meghan do not have a prenuptial contract, so Harry will likely lose half of his fortune for this sassy girl. Lady Colin Campbell, author of Meghan and Harry, The Real Story, says that before the dramatic split, the American actress had been pursuing commercial and political activities, traditionally out of bounds to the royals. According to the author, this included the Duchess of Sussex telling her PR team that her ambition was to be the best-known celebrity in the world, a mission that could only be realized by being controversial. Speaking on Graham Norton on his Radio 2 Saturday morning show, Lady Colin Campbell said, quote, "Just yesterday, Meghan was saying she was, quote, the most trolled person, male or female, and seemed quite proud of it. And one of their PR team told me that she wanted to be the most famous person in the world. As long as she had crazy fans, she doesn't care if everyone dislikes her. She just wants to be famous." Getting involved with commercial enterprises, flying kites in terms of politics because she's very political, and also instructing her PR people that they were to make her into the most famous person on earth. To be the most famous person on earth, it's a very deliberate policy, and it has to involve a tremendous amount of controversy. Otherwise, you're just not that famous. But if that didn't work, then only one divorce broke out, as Diana did with Charles, and here only Harry is a poor innocent guy. Lady C had blasted Meghan's ambition and said that, does she know the difference between famous and infamous? Of course, there is a difference between being popular and being notorious. Poor thing, she's going to find out and be so disappointed when she does. I do believe she's done a pretty good job of accomplishing the latter. She's always wanted world fame, but couldn't achieve that on her own. Now that she's famous, thanks to Harry, she does everything to stay in the spotlight. Lady C continues, "I started writing that book because last year I knew privately that Meghan was getting up to all sorts of things in America that she was completely forbidden from doing as a royal. The world can only hope that when Harry goes home here soon, Prince Charles, Prince William, and the Queen can talk some sense into him, and he will realize what a horrible mistake he has made and rid himself of this nightmare of a woman and go back to normal." The author points out, this is why she seems insincere when she is doing her charity work. It's just a means to an end, so her responses don't line up. But, sorry Harry, being the most famous person on the planet is basically a one-person gig. Oh well, at least now you and Archie know, and don't throw away your UK passport just yet. And she also warned Meghan, be careful what you wish for. Famous does not mean well-liked. Good luck with that. She is probably, at this point, one of the most irritating nobodies in the world. She just doesn't have what it takes. And, sorry to say, Harry has become a spineless tag-along. Used to really like this guy. Even so, she honestly shared, prenups don't work in the UK anyway. Other than Harry's trust, which I'm sure has stipulations on it, Harry has no assets of substantial value. All of Diana's jewelry is jointly owned by both brothers, except for certain pieces they've given to each other. Harry doesn't even own the house they are in. It's in a trust. Meghan would get some cash like Diana and maybe an apartment at Kensington. But a viewer doesn't agree with Lady C. He thinks Harry and Meghan are accomplices and that there is no way Harry doesn't know what Meg's really like by now. No way. Or maybe he knew all along and they're more alike than the public knows or thinks. Harry is an adult who should be strong-minded enough to make up his own mind about how he wants to live his life. I understand he has had mental problems in the past, but so have lots of people. He can't use that as an excuse for the way he's been behaving since his marriage. A private person also agrees and added, "Both are alike. Both are infamous, which is very different than famous. Both need to grow up and realize our world is not tailored especially for them. They can't grasp the fact that the world owes them nothing. They will have a tough time collecting the debt both believes the world owes them. Money and fame are earned. They are too lazy to earn anything other than disgust from normal people." Meanwhile, a fan wrote on Daily Mail, "Good luck, Megs. Everyone knows who you are, yet not many people want to be associated with you. Why would people admire someone who was graciously accepted into the family of Her Majesty the Queen, who then ran away once the real work would be expected of her? Meghan could have it all, yet she threw it all away for some celebrity-style fame. How can you want to be, quote, the most famous person on the planet, yet, on the other hand, say you want a private life out of the public eye? Also, famous for what exactly? The goal is to be famous, not social justice, not girls' education, not the environment. She's using these causes and the people that generally care about them so they can be famous. Poor Harry and the little baby." Another added, "Meghan Markle's priorities are not admirable. She wants power, fame, and fortune, and to her, family means nothing. Look at the way in which she has abused her ailing father and gotten the dim-witted man-child to abandon queen and country. Meghan Markle may have achieved her soulless aims, but for all the wrong reasons. She is not admired by thinking people, not by decent people." Indeed, Harry's marriage seems to have been long and badly foreseen, as today, according to Robert Lacey, the author of Battle of Brothers, the palace wasn't prepared for Meghan Markle, saying they expected Harry to, quote, marry a nice girl called Annabelle or Henrietta and to go and live in the country. Meghan Markle faced personal animosity at palace and someone hated her. Robert Lacey, whose biography, Battle of Brothers, hits shelves later this week, has claimed staff didn't know how to deal with American actress when she joined the royal family. Speaking to the Sunday Times, he said, "There was personal animosity in the palace towards Meghan, and the feeling is mutual. There was somebody in the palace, and I can't name them, who hated Meghan. There was no love lost there. The palace expected Harry to marry a nice girl called Annabelle or Henrietta and to go and live in the country. They didn't expect this bombshell. I don't think the color of her skin bothers most people. Seeing videos of her growing up, I would say she was more black than white. So perhaps it's her who has the problem as she whitens her skin and straightens her afro hair. At the same time, talks endlessly how proud she is of her roots, forever lecturing us about people of color. Why would she want to look more white than black? Seeing her shoving the prince out of the way on numerous video clips and tapping him on the back to remind him, me first, is partly why I dislike her. She should know her place. Yet, she was happy to get into the family and have a child, never wanted kids before, clearly her security for the future, and make her billions off the back of our royal family's name. Awful woman, and he's a fool. By the way, every day I read about these two, I think they couldn't shock me anymore with their arrogance, but I was wrong. Yesterday, Meghan Markle was saying how they had witnessed Archie's first steps, first fall, and that it was only due to COVID, as otherwise they would have been busy traveling and missed it. Does this child fit in anywhere with these two? They have isolated him from grandparents and all other direct family members. She stated that she is too famous to take him to the nursery to interact with other children. What is wrong with these two? That little boy is just a pawn in their sick game of emotional blackmail. Doria now has her own business, so who is looking after Archie? Hypocrite! Meanwhile, in his book, released on Thursday, Lacey says William's response prompted Harry to reconsider his older brother's involvement and the differing treatments of the pair. Mr. Lacey also wrote the Queen felt the Duke and Duchess of Sussex were erratic and impulsive in making their departure from the royal family. We will update the contents of this book in the next video, and if you don't want to miss it, please subscribe to our channel. You can also leave me a comment in the comment section below, and everyone also discuss them together. Don't be afraid to like it and share it with anyone you want. Now, good night and see you tomorrow.